Okay, so we've had a question online in regards to some positional education and specifically looking at the half-back position. The question related to a coach putting them in a new position of half-back and just wanting some tips on how to play the role to the best of their ability. So we'll look at a few different factors and some things you need to take into account when playing that position. So if we look at both positions, so half-back role, he's obviously his opponent. And the footy. A lot of our positioning as a halfback depends on where the footy is, and I'll go into more detail with that as we go. So the key thing that I want you to understand to start is there's a zone essentially that we look for a halfback to play. So being a halfback position, we want you up and around the back of the square here. We don't want you to be too deep to get caught away from our attacking area, but we also don't want you too far up the field. So this essentially is your zone in where you play. But the ability for the halfback to play both offense and defense is where you can get real effect out of playing this really well. So if we look at it this way, if the ball's within kicking distance, so say if your opponent is in this position and the ball is, say, one kick away, we need you to be positioning yourself in a really solid defensive position. So one here, we're protecting that zone forward of the ball, so he can't get through us to get back, but we're also pushing him out to this area. So if he does get the ball, he's going to get it in this spot here, which is then going to be really hard for him to obviously transition forward and affect you and have a real impact, I guess. And that's obviously when the ball's within one kick. If the ball's further away, so 1.5, 2 kicks, 3 kicks away, that's where as a defensive player you can start to dictate position. You can be standing in front of your player. As we get to our elite academy, we start to educate on not being a robot, not just following your man around, so not just trailing. If the ball's 2, 3 kicks away, you may as well get in this position. But as the ball transitions and say comes to here, that's when again we've got to work to get to this side and keep him away from being an attacking player. So the positive thing about being in this position is if a kick gets rushed out, because we've got great forward pressure in this area, a kick gets rushed out into here, then you're in a great position to attack, get the footy and get it back inside 50. Whereas if you're standing behind your opponent and you're back here and the kick comes out, then your opponent will get to the footy first. So just those little intricacies with where you position that are really important about playing the halfback role. So some key factors. First and foremost, you have to defend. So your mindset needs to be on how do I defend this guy and how do I make him less of an impact on the team. And then secondly, positioning yourself to make sure that you're attacking. So if you're positioned here, you've got him away from the footy, the ball gets kicked in, you get back first, help your teammates. We want this player to be hitting those kicks through here and then getting a handball receive and then kicking it inside 50. So a really important role within the team and a really attacking and an exciting role to play for your team. So good luck. Hopefully those tips help you. If you've got anything else, feel free to ask online and we'll help you out. So good luck.